Cool.
Traveling in a bright out combi on a hippie trail, head full of zombie. I met a strange lady. She made me nervous. She took me in and gave me breakfast. And she said, "You come from a land down under, yeah, where women go up and plunder. Can you hear the thunder? Yeah, you better run, you better take cover." Buying bread from a man in Brussels. He was 6'4" and full of muscles. I said, "Do you speak my language?" He just smiled at me and gave me a Vegemite sandwich. And he said, "I come from a land down under, where people slow up and thunder. Can you hear the thunder? Yeah, you better run, you better take cover, yeah." Lying in a den in Bombay, with a slack jaw and not much to say, I said to the man, "You trying to tempt me? Because I come from the land of plenty." And he said, "Do you come from a land down under, yeah, where women go up and plunder. Can you hear the thunder? Yeah, you better run, you better take cover. Living in a land down under, yeah, where women go up and plunder. Can you hear the thunder? Yeah, you better run, you better take cover. Living in a land down under, yeah, where women go up and plunder. Can you hear the thunder? Yeah, you better run, you better take cover, yeah.
You better run, you better take cover. How's everyone going? My name is Liam Gray. I am the creator of Xenotype, Wonder Island, Kakashi Murder Dolls, and a whole bunch of other cool stuff. But most notably today is the launch day for Dino King, and it's also the Comic Arts Awards of Australia. That's what we're doing. With me today, I have the ever charming, colorist of my hit independent manga Xenotype. That's Spartan Scotsman just below me. He's just working a little bit on his own book right now while we chill out. And super fan, mega backer, William. How's everyone doing?
Great. Thanks for having me, Liam.
Thanks for being here. I know it's late for you. I appreciate the sacrifice. Appreciate your time. Now, due to a technical error, because we're abundant with those, we're about 15 minutes late because this here, our award show, froze. award show froze. So for those of you who don't know, every year Australia does a thing called the Ledger Awards. That's what I believe this is. I believe this is the Ledger. That's what the three dots seem. That's what the three bars seem to be. And as a big fan of Aussie comics, and I want to see the Aussie comic scene thriving and people doing really well, I thought this is an amazing opportunity for us to sort of go through and see the best of the best. So what do we say? Let's just jump straight into it and have a good time.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Might need to skip a bit. I saw a guy popping in somewhere. There he is. Here we go. They're as organized as well. What's going on? So, maybe we're not late. Maybe we're not late at all. Representing creative people, media arts lawyers. Jeffrey's Printing, they've got a pretty good reputation for as a printer here. They're not who I use, but they're one of the guys that do printing for comics here in Australia. Here we go. I think we're about to start.
Aha!
Ha-ha!
Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening.
Good afternoon.
Good evening, one and all. Welcome to Nexus Arts and welcome to the awards ceremony for the Comic Art Awards of Comic Arts Awards of Australia. Everybody go like this. Another show. Yeah. We are proud, we're proud and humbled to be presenting the awards ceremony tonight on Kaurna land. This is Aboriginal country, as has just been said. Always has been, always will be. Sovereignty never ceded. Here's to living on country together, working for truth telling and justice. And here's to comics being part of that.
Mm-hmm.
My name is Bernard Callio. I'm your MC tonight. It's a delight and a privilege to be part of the ceremony, and I've been for the last 10 years in Melbourne and Sydney and online, Perth, and now Adelaide. The beautiful Adelaide.
Adelaide, that's a while away. I couldn't be there if I wanted to be.
I'm the MC, but really, I'm just a hand puppet or the cat's paw, really, of the true mastermind, Gary Chalminer. Okay. And not only Gary's Herculean, superhuman, over-the-moonian efforts, but other people. So let's give it some credit, credits due, as it were. So we thank Owen Hyman and Gina Chatterton for not only are physically beautiful, but inside themselves are incredibly beautiful as well. And so the awards ceremony is happening in partnership with Paper Cuts, and tomorrow there's talks at the City Library of Paper Cuts, and there's performances of comics at Paper Cuts, and on Sunday we'll see each other at the market day. So and it's all in that program's all in tonight's program. So it's all in
Rumble. So that's a while away. That's a good like half a week journey.
These are the Comic Arts Awards of Australia. They were once called the Ledgers.
So they're not the Ledgers.
After the Australian artist Peter Ledger, who died in 1994. So the trophies themselves are still called the Ledgers. That's what people give.
Okay.
tonight will be wearing on their heads and dancing down the streets, wearing their ledgers. But we have tonight to thank deeply, profoundly, in our guts, the incredible efforts of Nanny Beth, and particularly Lyndall Beer to get those things made. Hooray!
I'd like to get a ledger award.
Lyndall,
I'd like one for my shelf of stuffs.
we're also actually live streaming. Live streaming coming up, and when you get up to your award, you also the live streams. So if you're live streaming this event tonight, and you're really like live in live stream, like me coming to you in live. Yeah, exactly. That's a good live stream. We have to thank the excellent Shane Stibble from Comic. So COMX.net.au.
Yeah, Shane's an art guy. Shane's an art guy.
They're in Brisbane. We're in Adelaide, and you might be streaming this in Helsinki. Hello, Helsinki. They love us there in Helsinki. Okay, and over here we have Stinky, the Australian comic book crow. Here's Stinky right here.
Mascot for comic books called Stinky, and he's a crow.
Saint Inky.
It makes no sense.
Saint Inky, the patron saint of Australian comic book artists and makers and people. And that drawing there is thanks to the good drawing hand of Dean Rankine.
Dean's
So much pleasure already. It's good. Should we have a break? No, let's not have a break. Let's go right on. So what's going to happen here?
That's right. Onward, forward.
Program is that we're going to give
This guy's got a real Doc Brown look to him.
for that we're going to do. And
Marty, we got to get back to the future.
The great comic book
1.28 gigawatts.
Ledgers of honor. It's like that Hall of Fame stuff. And then we're going to acknowledge a current helper of Australian comics. That's the platinum coloured ledger. That'll do. And then we'll get to the bronze, and then the silver, and then the gold. And then we'll explode. So it'll be a bit of putting ourselves back together after that. Okay, so let's start with the ledgers of honor, which is this recognizing and acknowledging that we who make the comics and read the comics, and we're part of this tradition. There is a past of this strange and quotidian undertaking that we do, as Neil Landon calls it. What a beautiful one. Neil Landon, ladies and gentlemen, and people, persons, everyone. So the ledgers of honor, we got two tonight. Sorry about the copy. We got two tonight. We do one for a dead set legend. You'll find somewhere in that title the clue about the living status of that person, the dead set legend, and we'll also give one to a living legend. Again, do the math.
No, it's a shoe and it's me. I'm gonna
So
win.
it's a Hall of Fame award, and the recipients have had a historically significant positive impact on Australian comics, shaping the art form of comics in this country in a meaningful way. All the awards are given tonight have all been discussed, wrestled over. No fisticuffs, of course. It's very respectful and something. There's a lot of tension and considered conversation to make sure that the right people get the awards. Anyway, the committee for the Ledgers of Honor, which is not, I'm just implying that it's a bit tense. And it's not, it's like a beautiful club. We sit around and we smoke cheroots, drink mint Gillettes, and the sun sets, and we just go, oh, who should get the Ledger of Honor this year? Blah, blah, yeah. But it's not like that either. It's not actually like that either. It's somewhere in between, like World Championship Wrestling and a gentleman's person's Gentle People's Club. Anyway, the committee is Nat Carmichael, Matt Emery, Jeremy McPherson, Graham Cliff, Jeff Batista, and Bruce Newtard, and the dead set legend, Ledger, tonight goes to an amazing creator who you've read about. Yes, that's right. Thank you very much. Goes to Will Donald. I will, and this is this is what Lyndall's been doing and making sure that these things get made. So you can see, you've never seen one of these things before. You know, it's a frame. It's a comic book frame. It's such a beautiful design of a comic book. Okay, I'm going to read to you about Will Donald. You know, having seen this person's pages in books over the years, it's great to know a bit more about it, particularly differences. Anyway, go. Okay, Will Donald. Will Donald was a pioneering creator whose career in creating comics in Australia spanned almost 40 years. Donald, wait for it, was born in 1883, wait for it, in Rhynie, South Australia. Welcome, boy. Great. As a youth, he moved to Adelaide and served as an apprentice in tailoring. A contemporary newspaper tale had it that he was at one time a draper in the city warehouse.
They look like organised
Such
crime.
a likeness of his boss on a whitewashed wall that he immediately got the bullet, and his career as a draper came to a sudden stop. By 1904, his illustrations and gag cartoons being regularly published in Adelaide's Weekly Quiz and the Brisbane-based Steel Rudd magazine. Between 1906 and 1909, he was the staff illustrator of Adelaide's The Gadfly magazine, which started out as an outlet for Australian writers and artists, but broadened in scope to include social gossip, news and comments on stage and sport. In 1909, Donald made what proved to be a permanent move to Sydney. He drew gags and caricatures of the sun. In 1911, he began writing and drawing a comic strip entitled Ebenezer or Crumb, Boogie Bunch, and Squasher the Dog, which sounds to me suspiciously like an underground comic from San Francisco from the 1970s. But the first locally created comic strip to regularly appear in the pages of an Australian newspaper, and the strip's span of 12 years is a standout in terms of local longevity. His other strip, Fashion Plate Fanny, also likewise had a creditable run of 8 years and was the second Australian comic strip to be syndicated overseas. By the 1940s, Donald was again a pioneer when import embargoes created an opportunity for local creators to rise to the challenge of creating original Australian content. His elaborate plots were infused with subtle humour, and his artwork effectively combined with the text to tell stories that easily grabbed your attention. For example, the 32-page story, The Brass Vulture, featured a hidden treasure, its maniacal custodian, and a machine gun wielding cookie. Or more, one could ask, quick one more. Yeah.
Why have we never heard of Uncle Ozzy?
Largo the Vandal, story of master criminal whose hideout is submerged out of sight beneath the Moors Road. Donald followed that up by creating Detective Shale McGraw, whose adventures began with McGraw's search for the nefarious Count Zardi. Shadow McGraw went on to star in 21 action-packed adventures with story titles including The Rajah's Rubies and The Rubber Foot Mystery. Personal favourite. His 8 comic books published by the New South Wales Bookstore Company set a standard for his contemporaries to aspire to, and the reprinting of the comics by a different publisher was unprecedented for a local comics creation. And so, in his long and creative career in illustration, cartooning, comic strips and comic books, Will Donald is hereby given the title Dead Set Legend and is a worthy recipient for the 2023 Lecture of Honour. Huzzah! You're welcome. You're welcome. And now to talk to us about the living legend, Ledger of Honor, I would like to invite the Master Nat Carmichael up to the stage. Nat, come on, come on, come on.
Good evening, comic fans. As we begin by acknowledging the traditional custodians of the land that we are meeting on tonight, and we pay our respects to elders past, present, and emerging, I want to ask you a question. What is the commonality of the traditional owners of this land and a room full of comic creators? Answer, they are all storytellers. We are blessed to have so many storytellers in our presence tonight. Comic creators, when they tell a great story, take us to different worlds, better worlds. They take us away from the troubles of the day, and we can put aside the worries of our world. For a while, we can forget about the rising cost of interest rates. We can momentarily take our minds off the horrors of a war in a far-off country called Ukraine. Great storytelling can allow us to be taken away from the homeless in our society, the inequality
Thanks for reminding us about all
between
that.
First Nations people and those born into privilege. We can be transported to worlds that seem a lot different than our own. Blessed are the comic book storytellers of this world. Tonight, we honour two Australian storytellers who have, for over 40 years, consistently and without compromise, created worlds that some comic fans have found too unsavoury, that some find too confronting. They have single-mindedly followed their own vision in these worlds without wavering. Theirs is not the safe haven of Marvel or DC characters. Having created these stories, these worlds, they have remained true to themselves and shared with us all an impressive body of work, almost unequaled in the annals of our comic community. The Living Legend of Honor Award is bestowed on creators living and who have been working in the medium for over 25 years. Tonight's award honours the work of Steve Carter and Antoinette Ryder, also known as Scar Studios, for their lifelong depiction of some wondrous worlds. I urge you to look beyond what some call graphic images and confronting scenes in their works, and instead focus on what they have created over the years, different worlds with some wonderful storytelling. Tonight we honour Steve Carter and Antoinette Ryder, the recipients of this year's Living Ledger of Honor Award. As they are unable tonight, I'm proud to accept the award on their behalf.
So I'm just going to do the overview of Steve Carter and Antoinette Ryder's career, and then you're going to read out a statement.
A message from
It's beautiful. Right. So just to fill us all in. So Scar, living legends. Steve Carter and Antoinette Ryder, Scar, have created a unique and indelible comic book career of uncompromised creativity. Together they have explored the boundaries of horror, science fiction, and adult fantasy. From alien worlds populated by flesh-eating creatures to graphic images of body horror, Scar has been captivating their readers with challenging, sometimes confronting, but always original stories to shock, outrage, entertain, and redefine the comic reading experience, as they are proud to advertise. No moralising, no preaching, and no compromise. Just listing a few of the titles they've worked on over their long careers gives you a taste of what you're going to get in between underneath the covers. Steve was the brains behind the infamous and banned Fantastic, PH, Fantastic, and Charnel House, and together Scar unleashed stories like The Spasmos of Mojo County, Curse of the Swampies, Savage Bitch, Feathersaw World, Spore Whores, also that.
Is this a
And
female?
Kill of the Spider Woman with a Y. In a recent interview, Antoinette talked about when they first started working. I guess my introduction to collaborating was an accidental one. I remember in the early days, in 1991, prior to teaming up, Steve came over to visit me one Friday evening and brought along the original art of the latest comic he was working on called Dr. Sadist and His Nymphoman-Eaters. There are about 6 or 7 pages penciled. I read it and said, okay, what's next? Well, what happens next? Steve said, I don't know. You have to work that out. I was aghast. I didn't expect that. Anyway, I did come up with an ending which included one shot of those old Gothic mansions. Steve wasn't keen on drawing that. I said it'd be easy. Pulled out a reference book, started drawing. Thought it'd only take a few minutes, but when I finished, I looked at the clock and it was 11 p.m. It is due to their unwavering dedication to their craft, their single-mindedness in being true to their creative independence, despite censorship and political attacks, that they've been recognised as 2023 Ledger of Honour recipients. SCAR regretfully couldn't make it this evening, but they've asked Ledger of Honour's committee lead, Carmichael, to speak some of Antoinette's words.
So Antoinette wanted to say a few words. Hello everyone. Sorry Steve and I couldn't be here in person, but we'd like to take this golden opportunity to say a few words. It's amazingly gratifying to know that after so many years in the trenches, the decisions we made on a day-to-day basis, year after year, creatively challenging decisions that got us talked about, not necessarily in a good way, decisions that got us banned and censored. All those decisions can build to make a career that has been acknowledged by this Ledger of Honour Award. Steve and I realise that the work we create as SCAR is not mainstream. It has never been, and we're very proud of that. What we do together is in our blood. It's what we do to be true to ourselves. And as creators, as artists, isn't that all that we're being asked to do? Be true to ourselves? The stories we tell are told despite the mainstream. We do what we do and let the stories stand for themselves. Don't like it? Get out of our way. Here comes another go, course, soap story with Femosaurus, Spore Whores, and 8-titted jungle Amazons. With this award, does it mean SCAR has become accepted by the mainstream? Or has the mainstream moved a little closer to us? Well, we aren't moving. We haven't budged. As we've been saying for years, no compromise. Steve and I sincerely thank the Comics Arts Award of Australia, but even more, we thank our readers, the people that seek out the challenging, the weird, and the otherworldly. They make life interesting. Thanks, everyone. And don't forget to visit our website, contact us with any questions, and buy our books.
And there it is, the award. There it is, the award for SCAR. Okay. Woo! Feels like you're getting married again. American comics. So of course these awards tonight, the Comic Arts Awards of Australia, once upon a time the Ledgers, they recognise and acknowledge work done in this fabulous field in which many of us work. And the Platinum Ledger, which is the next award we're going to give, is awarded to an individual or organisation presently active in the Australian comics publishing scene who best represents the ideals of the awards. And that is this idea of shining a light, of bringing people up, of giving audiences a chance to meet the work, even to meet the creators. So the Platinum need not be, the Platinum winner need not be directly involved in publishing or creating comics. So the field for the Platinum opens up to include scholars, journalists, bloggers, and podcasters, event organisers, and the like, as well as creators and publishers. And as you know, if you've read your program or been anywhere, the 2023 Platinum Ledger goes to Yakub Mazarant. Hooray! Which is is excellent. And I'm just going to read an overview of Jakub's career, and then Jakub's going to come up and talk. So he's a graduate of the W. Strzeminski Academy of Fine Arts in Lodz, Poland. Jakub moved to Australia in 2007. Over the last 20 years, he has organised and produced events, exhibitions, and art projects. Jakub worked with and co-organised events and exhibitions for the International Festival of Comics and Games in Lodz, Poland. Jakub's going to correct my pronunciation of Lodz when he gets up here. In 2014, Jakub was awarded a medal for supporting Polish comics and the IFGCG Festival. Jakub is the initiator and art director of Pieces, an experimental comic art project involving 249 international creators, including numerous Australian comic book artists. Launched in 2006, the project set two official Guinness World Records in 2013, the most contributors to a published comic book, and 2021, the most professional contributors to a graphic novel. The project was exhibited in Europe and Australia. Pieces was published and released as a hardcover limited edition albums, and the comic book artists involved were Greg Holfeld, Stuart Campbell, Sutu, Tim Malloy, Philip Marsden, Thomas Campy, Leslie Varmos, Tim McEwen, Jonathan Saunders, Stuart Medley, Claudia Chinieri Appleton, Ben Mitchell, Manny Orr, Rob Feldman, Chris Gooch, Louis Joyce, Finn McKay, Solavia Majunda, Ben Hutchins, Ellery Harris, Georgina Chatterton, Samuel McEwen, Frank Candeloro, Hayden Fryer, Madeline Harutz, Bill Hope, Sarah Ford, Owen Heitman, Gregory Mackay, Tatiana Davidson, Jin Hin Lau, and Dean Rankin. So a big selection of us, yeah? Hooray! Yeah! He runs original workshops based on the concept of the Pieces project. Pieces live sessions have been delivered in partnership with Powerhouse.
No, he does nice.
Various institutions and festivals. In 2020, he organised a special online event for the cyber edition of the International Festival of Comics and Games in Poland. The project provided an opportunity for Australian artists to collaborate with comics creators from Poland, creating a unique work of art. And involved in this was Tim McEwen, Ben Mitchell, and Claudia Chiniera Apple. He was the curator of the 2019 Comic Conversation Festival in Sydney, a great festival. And since 2018, Jakub has been organising ACE, Australian Comics Exhibitions, a series of comprehensive exhibitions promoting Australian comic art overseas. The shows partner with Australian embassies or comics festivals. They did it in Poland 2018, Germany 2020, and Thailand 2022. They've all showcased the work of over 50 Australian artists. And his latest project is an art documentary series, Illustrated City, available on YouTube, focused on arts, people, and cities worldwide. First 3 episodes featuring comic book artist Ben Mitchell from Newcastle, Reg Mombassa from Sydney, and Joseph Burgess from Brisbane. One and all, please welcome to the stage the 2023 Platinum Ledger recipient, Jakub Mazorat.
So if you don't mind, I do have my selfie stick, but now we'll get to the selfie stick. It's always needed. It's not as long as we've seen before, but I do have some notes just to help me go through everything. So, hello, Evelyn. Hello, everyone. I looked at the faces. I don't know everyone, but I hope to meet you guys over today or upcoming days. Hello, Helsinki. Hello, Poland. I know my parents are watching this live stream. Yeah. So, Łódź.
Yes. Okay, we're going to say Łódź. 1, 2, 3.
Łódź. Yes. Hello, Łódź. So yes. thank you so much for the award. I feel really honored. Thank you so much for appreciating my work and seeing myself over there. It's stressed me out even more. So, it's not going to be easy. Thank you to Australian comics community. It was a pleasure working with some of you. Some of you, I think, are here. Regina, I think you're in somewhere. It's in your face today. Thank you, everyone who was mentioned before, because we had a long list of everyone that I worked with from Australia. So yes, we've done 3 exhibitions, 2 Guinness World Records. So it's been fun. Lots of exciting events, also lots of exciting emotions here. Special thanks to Tim McEwen and Karen Ward, because these are 2 legend holders, and they pretty much introduced me to Australian art community, comic art community in Australia. They helped me to meet people and actually get to the point where I am today. So that was great. Thanks so much to them. And it's really great to be a part of this platinum club now. Thank you. Thank you so much for that. Thank you very much to my partner, Sujin, who is filming now. Hello. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you to my parents. Yes, because they are watching. Hello. And as I said today, I was asked a few times about this, but it's a perfect timing for this happening to me this year. Because this year is 2023, it's 20 years of my work with UPD. So it's 20 years of Illustrator Life that I've been running. So it's couldn't be better. What was mentioned as well, so I do have this, well, I've been organizing ACE, which is Australian Comics Exhibition. It was all differently before, but now it's ACE. There is a new one coming. So we've organized 3. There is a new one coming next year, early next year. So if you want to know more, please jump on our website, which is illustratorlife.com, or visit our social media, because there will be more information coming next week. And YouTube, yes, I'm on YouTube, so please like, subscribe, and hit the notification button, because this is what I have to say these days. Yes,
You heard the man. Like and subscribe.
It's my life, so please like, subscribe. And yes, thank you very much to the committee as well. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me tonight. And if you don't mind, I would like to take a selfie with everyone.
Give me that whole award.
Selfie stick. That should be all right.
Yeah, right.
Can you get up?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, go on, Gary. Gary.
Oh, everyone. You too.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need to just get everyone in the photo.
Yeah, right.
All right. That's fine. Okay.
So everybody put their arms out, or I think it's unfair?
What's going on? What's happening here?
He's taking a selfie.
No, my legs.
Okay. It's normally something to do after the show. That's okay. We're in Australia. We can do it in the middle of the award ceremony.
Yeah. Like a square halo.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Yeah, I can tell you, like, I won one of those a few years ago, everything's been better. Wonderful. Okay, so we've acknowledged the work of past makers and current and the art form advocates, is what Yacoub is called in the program. Good term. Now we go to the bronze and the silver and the gold legends. Ooh, oh, the thrill. So how does this crazy system work? Well, it works a little bit like this. Every year, people make comments. Fantastic. And they all, and they get put into it. Hopefully, collate as many as we can on the long list. And the long list for the awards is really as much as possible of what is published in Australia. And then from that, it gets whittled down to a short list. Now, it's the short, Gary and I were talking about this morning, it's the short list, which is in the back of your program. This is really like it's the film festival guide. This is the bit of where you go, oh my gosh, look at these books. There are great comics produced in Australia every year, and from 2022, from the calendar year 2022, these are the Zamur. This is the vintage. This is the cream of the crop. These ones taste really good. So you want to look through and lick the paper. No, don't do that. But just have a sniff. And just see what takes your fancy. And then from that short list, and a lot of zinging and zonging and talking and backing and forthing involve the awards. And so the Ledger's judging panel, which is some of them are here, and one of them is right there. And Gary Challoner is the lead judge, and then there's Darren Close, Shaden Brook, Zoran Ilievsky, Marissa King, Janine LaVale-Arndt, and Tim McEwen and Christy Martz are interim judges because sometimes the people who are judging are actually in the books that are being judged. So, step aside, otherwise this whole thing gets a little bit Swiss cheesy. Okay, so what else do I want to say about it? Just to reiterate that, the short list is kind of it's very, very important that this gets compiled and comes out of the conversations, yes, of those judgments, but it comes out of a critical and an appreciative conversation back and forth. And so those judges do a lot of work for us readers, in terms of going, this stuff is worth your attention. And now, so we're going to go now to the awards bit, and so each of those judges puts particular votes in, and they get collated in certain ways, and then we end up with the awards. Yes. So we're going to do the bronzes first.
This is actually the one I'm most interested in.
And there are four bronze ledgers this year. Bronze ledger 1 is been won by Lewis O'Donnell for Crossing the Strait. Which is exactly right.
Crossing the Strait.
For public West Coast Comics Technology Press. Lewis is not here tonight, but sent a speech which I will read as I hold their award, bronze acceptance speech. Lewis says, "My apologies for not being able to make this ceremony. In spite of my absence, I am incredibly grateful for this award. Thank you to the judges and the Comic Arts Awards Australia for the recognition. I'd like to thank Scott and Nora at Neighbourhood Press for putting the book together. If it wasn't for printers and creators like them, a lot of work wouldn't get out there or even get made. The pressure of the release helped me finally bring the strands of this small story together. Thanks to Leonie Riley for her complete support of my work and our endless comic dialogues to keep the fires burning. And my sibling Olivia for their keen editing and intuitive understanding of our shared cartoon landscape. And my mum, Shane, a sober sounding board for so many plots. They've all kept up their relentless, damning enthusiasm. And then all I can think about is where I'm going, a grounding reminder for the obsessive. I've spent a long time thinking about the work, a lot more time than I've ever felt drawing. So to finally start drawing, to feel committed, and for my arrival, so to speak, to be received with an award, was both tremendous and absurd. Once again, my thanks, bless, Lou Denny.
Congratulations.
A beautiful speech, I think, and captures up that sense of my stuff has been seen. My stuff has been appreciated. Very cool. Okay, bronze ledger number 2 is awarded to Adam Gillespie for Koi from Amplified Press. the world.
I've gotten old, so I think I recognise this. This is fantastic, I have to say. I'm a little speechless. I wrote something down. Thank you so much for recognising my work and for the award. I'm so honoured, grateful. Koi was this little niggling idea that I had in my head that just eventually overwhelmed all of my thoughts, and I just had to get it out on the page. And it took many months in 2019 to complete. I'd like to thank Jana Hoffman and Finn O'Sullivan and Owen Heitman for also doing art that's in the book. It elevates it just that much, next level. Thank you very much, guys. Also, special double thanks to Owen and Amplify Press for publishing Koi. Taking the legal thing. That's fantastic. Thank you, Owen. I also like to shout out to my wife and kids who are in the audience here. They and the comics and Tons and Strange were the first people to read Koi many years ago. And, you know, kind of let me know that maybe I was onto something worth publishing. Finally, I'd like to thank the Comic Arts Awards of Australia. That you do this every year for Australian comics is excellent, and it's fantastic. And also, congratulations to all of the other recipients and nominees for that. All of your work is in my career file.
Congratulations. Bronze Ledger number 3 of 4 is being won by, well, it's won by book. It's Helgard Tome 2 from Gestalt Publishing, written by Gary Proudly. And now
That looks nice.
Gary, I'm going to read the I'm going to read the art. Yeah. Okay, so writer, artists: Cody Anderson, Lauren Armstrong, Al Barrionuevo, Daniel A. Becker, Sarah Boxall, Sasha Bryant, Robert Duratz, Gary Challoner, Queenie Chan, Tatiana Davidson, Yana Foxton, Louis Joyce, Paul Mason, Tim McEwen, Brenton McKenna, Stephanie Palladino, Tim Rankin, and Christian Rue, and Campbell White, and coloured by Justin Randall, and cover art by Sasha Bryant, and edited and lettered by Wolfgang Bielsma.
What's the interiors look like? They just showed the cover art. I'd like to see the interiors. I haven't heard of Tall Girl before. Okay.
I should have realised my plan, if this was to happen, was just to read a thank you to all the people who worked on the book. I should have realised that would happen, but I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to thank all the people that made me good. So, first of all, I'll thank my wife, Andy, and my sister, who are both watching at home. Hello. And hello to my sister's dog, Polo. I'll earn brownie points for that one. Big thanks to Wolfgang Bielsma, without whom I wouldn't have been able to do any of this. He edits the book, he letters the book. But beyond that, Wolfgang is unequivocally the heart of the book. There's a little bit of Wolfgang in Talgard too, for those who read it. Cody Anderson, Al Barrionuevo, Daniel A. Becker, Sarah Boxall, Sasha Brinning, Robert Baratti, Gary Challoner, who deserves extra thanks because he does such an amazing job with this. Thank you, Gary. Queenie Chan, Tatiana Davidson, Yana Hoffman, Louis Joyce, Tim McEwen, Brendan McKenna, Lauren Marshall, Paul Mason, Stephanie Palladino, Dean Rankin, Christian Rue, Campbell White. You all make me look good, and I appreciate it. I'd also like to quickly thank the design of Calgard was done by Mark Noble, and Tidril was done by Kathy Houghton Ward. And thank you to Justin Randall, who colours all the beautiful art, brings it all together into a whole, and turns a bunch of songs into an album. Thank you all, and yeah. Thank you.
Congratulations, Gary, and all those titles of the Wolfgang. And the bronze ledger number 4 tonight goes to Dylan Naylor for Patricia and the Creepy Caretaker.
No, good. I saw this before. Yeah, good.
Book designed by Ryan McDonald Smith, book project coordinated by Matt Carmichael. Here's your name.
Yeah, good.
Thank you so much. First of all, I'd like to thank.
So I remember this character. It used to be published in a lot of K-Zones and that.
And patience while I finished tinkering with this book, which I'll be the first to admit, way too many years to complete. Actually, it took several years, and by several, I mean a number greater than 7 and less than 10. But in that number of years, it was sitting there waiting for the right publisher, and that right publisher was Comic Oz. So big thank you to Matt Carmichael. And Ryan, the designer of Comic Oz, beautiful job, not just bringing it to life, but doing it in a way that I imagined, you know, an object of great beauty that it turned out to be. And I'm just very proud of it. And I'd also like to thank the backers for the project who pre-ordered the book and the people that bought it after it was out. And thank you so much to everyone who's like believed in it and supported it. And I'd like to thank CAAA and Cuts for what's going to be a beautiful event. And thank you very much.
Excellent. Well done, Dylan. And that was bronze ledgers. So now we move on to the silver ledgers, of which we have 3. And the first silver ledger goes to Remy Lai for Rainbow the Koala Surviving the Wild.
I think now we may be going to get into some of the ones today of both folks that I'm so familiar with.
Not here, but Anna McFarlane. Yeah, Anna McFarlane, waiting, is here from the publisher. And so I will give you the theme to hold while you speak some words. Yes, oh, yeah, sure, no problem. Oh, you all right?
Yep, I'm right. Hello, everybody. Yes.
Hello.
Remy is sorry not to be here tonight. And she said some words. And so I read from her. She says, when I was a kid, my mum would set me and my siblings free in the bookstore and tell us to buy whatever books we desire so she could have moments of peace and quiet. Of course, 99% of what we picked were comic books. And that was how my love for comics started. So thank you to my mum for the books, and thank you to my siblings for driving my mum up the wall. And then she says, a huge thank you to Comic Arts Awards of Australia for this award, and to the excellent team at Allen & Unwin for championing Rainbow the Koala. This book was a challenge to me as a writer and as an illustrator because it's a topic that can get quite dark. And it was only through the play of words and pictures that I could convey truth and hope to young readers. And I just really, really love comics. And I have a few words from Alan and Norman as well. So I'm a publisher at Alan and Norman, and I publish the children's and young adult books side. And Alan and Norman have been publishing graphic novels since 2007. And at a time that feels kind of very short and quite long at the same time. And we're really proud to be involved in such an exciting part of the market with such incredible creators, many of whom are here in the room tonight. And we want to congratulate all the creators in this field for the many hours of dedicated work, for your blood, sweat and tears, which we know go into the work, and for your unique stories, which you so generously share with us all. So thank you, and thank you for coming out.
Thank you, Anna, and yes, thank you to Alan and Norman for publishing belief in Australian comics that's been shown for a long time now. Some great work gets published by you guys. Okay, Silver Ledger number 2 goes to Raimena Yi for My Aunt is a Monster.
Hello? Okay.
Maybe not that short.
Alright. You know,
Yeah.
I think of my school. Sorry, I have a little bit of a alright, so thank you so much to the Comic Arts Awards for this honor. The librarians and booksellers who advocated for My Aunt is a Monster and the readers Yes from Touch. Thank you so much to my publisher, Madam House Graphic, my editors, Winnie Dufford, and NPS and designer Patrick Colley for taking on this idea of the book. And thank you so much for the, thank you so much to the entire comics community in Australia. Though I was not born here, I'm touched by the acceptance and belonging from what I now consider my home. Again, thank you so much. I hope this book will inspire your sense of wonder and adventure for the world that we love. Thank you.
Congratulations. Well done. And so now our third Silver Ledger for tonight is going to the book Neverlanders, written by Tom Taylor and art by John Somariva.
I know Neverlanders. Yeah. Tom Taylor reference. I know this one.
Published by Penguin Random House Australia, so it's really interesting. Book publishers, getting into the work of bringing Australian creators' work into the world. It's very thrilling. And Tom and John are not here. I'm going to get Gary to come up again in a minute. And I'm just going to say that the colours in this book by Masik. Yeah. Vanessa Viric, Jean-François Bellieu, lettering by Wolfgang Bildner. Hey! Beautiful lettering. And edited by Christopher. And we were pipped. The Comics Awards were pipped by the Children's Book Council of Australia because they gave this book Young Adult Book of the Year award last week before.
Yeah. So,
3 or 4 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So it's accumulating gold stars, silver stars, like a fine bottle of wine. So Gary, do you have oh no, cool. Yeah, great, cool. Great.
Good evening. I'm Gary, as you may be able to see. Tom and John did ask me to come along tonight to accept this award on their behalf. I have some words to speak from Tom. He has asked me to recite them verbatim. Thank you to the judges for this acknowledgement, and thank you to everyone involved in organising the Comics Arts Award for Australia. We're very proud of the response to Neverlanders, its reach, and its Australian roots, and we hope this book continues to infect young minds with the love of comics across this country. Congratulations to all our fellow winners and nominees. It's so great to see the quality of sequential storytelling continue to rise in this country, and see the works of so many local comic creators making a splash at home and overseas. Thanks and congrats to Penguin Random House and to everyone involved in Neverlanders, especially to our lecturer, who did a million other things on this book.
Reading the bacon in my ass.
It gets worse. Okay, Walt is amazing. Charismatic.
Yeah.
Smoking. And everyone should buy him drinks for the rest of the night. His mom would love that.
Congratulations to Tom Taylor and Ron Somaria and Smoke and Hot. And it was nice. Okay. Gary, do you have the gold ledger?
I do.
Shall we announce it?
Go ahead. Yes, let's do it.
The gold ledger. The last award for tonight to be, well, maybe the last. Anyway, the gold ledger for 2023, from a book published in 2022, goes to Aidan Roberts. Goes to Aidan Roberts for Dead to Otherwise. Number one, self-published book, and he is here, and we'll come up and
I'll have to keep this succinct. I can't believe this. This is just such an honour. Thank you so much to the organising committee, to the CAR committee. The work you do is so generous and spreads excitement and love for this art form that we're all involved in some way, shape, or form in this room and abroad. So thank you. Everybody who's in that beautiful book we got tonight. The stuff has provided me with 28 projects I can't wait to get stuck into. Like this, meeting people and discovering work is the best part of being a creator. I think it's like all those hours alone in your room making the thing doesn't mean much until you realize you're not alone. And I'm not sure if that makes any sense. But this book is very long in its gestation. It was originally going to be like a soundscape with some artwork, like one of those 70s concept records.
Pages shown
that was the original.
have a nice color palette.
Say again, Will?
I like the color palette used in this. It's got a very earthy tone to it.
Earthy tone, yeah. It's interesting. I wonder what the book's about. That's the one thing I haven't read it. I have to go look it up. It's see what we're dealing with here. I mean, he's got talent. That's for sure.
Just started doing it. And in fact, on the Substack, you can hear some of that. But then I thought, no, it needs to be something. It could be a movie, but that's impossible. So, what's the medium that can carry this stuff? Well, I'll get better at my drawing and I'll make it into a comic book eventually. And so I've started to finally do that, and so there's about 60 pages of it so far. You can read it for free. But to be really shortlisted for one of these prestigious awards was a great honour. To receive one was
something I'm still trying to get my head around. Thank you so much, and I can't wait to meet you all. And yeah, usually, you know, I'm pretty good at public speaking, but I'm lost for it. It's just like congratulations to everybody for being a part of this beautiful thing that brings us all together tonight. And thank you.
Congratulations, and I really concur with you, and I was making comments. Me and my friends were making together this week. Yeah, we're young people in Australia, and we've lost a comic who were making.
Right, we'll wrap it up there. Those are the awards. If you're over at the Paper Cuts Comics Festival and you're watching this, I hope you had a great time. If you were there, I hope you enjoyed it. If you're interested in some more Australian comic books, then right now I've got a treat for you. Check it out. This is my new book, which just launched today. Still just getting a little bat wings flapping. Here we go. I've only got 15 backers. Let's refresh. Have we got any more? Don't think so, because I haven't sort of gone through. 16. That's fantastic. 16 backers. It's amazing. So yeah, this is Dino King, Edge of Extinction. This is Edge of Extinction Part 1. This is a beautiful, fantastic cover done by Kanan White and colored by Vinny Tartamella. You'll be able to see this in full when you pick the book up. You've got 5 sample pages here that you can just sit down with a nice cup of coffee and relax and read through for yourself to get a bit of idea of the mystery and the atmosphere that's going to play through here. It's this beautiful manga. The first chapter's name is Lizard Brain, which, you know, isn't just a little dinosaur pun. It's got greater meaning. Here we break down the entire thing. You can get a single copy of the book for 39 Australian dollars, along with a little card and a sticker and a few extra things. And if you want to get my first book, The Hit Xenotype, which my friend here, John Jay, worked on as he sits here patiently, you can actually grab a copy of that as well here for $248. It's about 160 US. We've got 6 people have claimed those already. There's only, I think, about 30 or 40 or something of those that'll be available. And then, yeah, you'll get a copy of this. You'll get a copy of Dino King as well as everything else in the campaign and a big thing and a lot of extra bonuses too. If you want to see some of my original art, you can jump in, grab it here. There's 10 pieces here, limited to 10. Just grab that, and that helps us get the book funded if you want to support the arts in that way. Again, or you can just grab the silver edition of the book at the lowest tier and just help us fund and make something that's every bit as beautiful and amazing as that very first issue of Xenotype. Maybe better. I'd say maybe even a little bit better. I want to thank Will and Scotsman for coming on today. Do you guys have any sort of commentary that you'd like to make regarding the Ledger Awards before we close out?
It's pretty interesting just to see all the people who are actually making comics in Australia. It's pretty encouraging to see that's seems like there's a lot of people. So sorry, Will, didn't mean to cut you off.
Well, you pretty much summed up what I was going to say, but just much better.
Yeah,
sorry about that.
It's good to see people out there giving it their all, and I really love I really love that we've got an engaged community. I'm hoping to become more plugged into it and more involved in it coming into 2023, 2024. But yeah, check out Dino King if you guys haven't, and I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for watching.